Okay, so next we found this really cool Pickett's ginger syrup, and they make it in a couple styles, a hot and spicy one and a medium spicy one, and green label, medium spicy, red label, a little hotter. You could use either one you like. They're both great, and by the way, I'm gonna make an ice cream float out of this, but this just with a drink or beverage, a little vodka, a little rum, a little whatever, is awesome. So, really good stuff. All right, so first thing, we're gonna make a caramelized orange gelato. And we're gonna make this gelato at home with dry ice. So this is gonna be a really cool, different way to make gelato. And first thing we're gonna do is make the caramelized orange compote that goes in it. So I am gonna take the skin off of 2 oranges, and I just use a peeler. You can use a zester if you like. And I try to not peel too deep so we don't get very much of the white on there. If we don't get too much of the white, I can just cut it. If I dig down and get a lot of the white is bitter and we need to take it off. So just try to peel shallow and not too deep. Okay, and what I will do, like a couple of these, too much white, I'm gonna go back and take that white off that orange, okay? So then I'm gonna line all these pieces up. And this is just a really quick trick to julienne something fast. So this is one of my favorite tricks I show all my cooks at the restaurant. So I have them all lined up, and then I come along, and then I just go from one to the next and julienne them beautifully. So a lot of people will just do one by one, and boy, that takes a long time. Here you just spread them out like a deck of cards and go down the line. So then we're just gathering them in little bunches. I'll turn them around, and then we'll dice them. So we're just making a little brunoise because we're gonna caramelize this orange, like I said, and then it'll be garnish inside the ice cream. So we want nice little bites of deliciousness, nothing too big. Sometimes this orange zest can get bitter if it's too big. So we're gonna take our diced orange, we're gonna put them in our little pot here. And then we have measured out from the recipe 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of white sugar, and then the juice from these 2 oranges. So I just use my little hand squeezer, and I'll squeeze them in here. That way you use the whole orange, you're not wasting anything. So we're gonna bring that to a boil. When it comes all the way down to look like this, then it's ready, nice and thick and syrupy. I'm gonna put a little creme in it, and I'm gonna let that flame up. If I can get it to flame up. There we go. So I'm gonna let that flame up and let the alcohol burn off of it, but all that delicious taste of the Grand Marnier will be in there. And that'll be that. To make the ice cream base, we're gonna put together our 2 cups milk, our 2 cups cream, and then half of our sugar. We're gonna bring this to a boil on the pot. Then I'm gonna put in my 15 egg yolks, and you could use pasteurized egg yolks or you could use regular just egg yolks. This does get warmed with the hot milk, and then of course the ice cream is frozen, so I don't feel like there's any pasteurization problem with the yolks. And I'm gonna put the rest of the sugar in here. There we go. My lovely assistant Drill's gonna help me. We're gonna pour a little bit into the yolk sugar mixture really slowly with a ladle. So in the very beginning, you need to go really slowly to somewhat temper these egg yolks. If you just go right away, you're gonna have scrambled eggs. Okay? The reason why we're not using the whisk is because it would aerate this. We don't need to aerate this base.
Gotta keep the ice cream dense, right?
Yes, we want to keep the ice cream nice and heavy and dense. So now after we have a few scoops in there, now he can probably start to pour it slowly out of the pot and put it into the bowl.
I don't want to burn you though.
Thank you. Don't burn me. I'll have to yell at you. Okay, so now we just pull. So we have nice mix here. I'm gonna strain this and then add the zest in here. In case there's a little bit of maybe scrambled egg or something not pretty, I'll just put it through the strainer. Doesn't look like we had anything not pretty in there, so that's good. I have it over an ice bath, so it'll cool for us. And then I'm gonna put this orange zest in it. So now, we have this recipe that'll end up making you a quart of ice cream, and I know that's more than 4 people, but who doesn't want extra ice cream in their freezer? So anyway, so this is a little bit bigger, but we think if you're gonna go all the trouble to make ice cream, you might as well have a little bit extra. Okay, so the zest is in here, and now we're gonna wait for this to cool off, and then the fun part with the dry ice, make it into ice cream. What we're gonna do next is turn this ice cream base into delicious, heavy, frozen ice cream. And instead of using ice cream machine or anything else, we're gonna use dry ice. Now, dry ice is something that you need to be very careful with. Don't touch it next to your skin, so have gloves on or a hot pad or something like that. Just be careful with it. It can burn you. But what Joel's gonna do next is he's gonna pound the crap out of it, and so we can get some shavings, and then we're gonna sift it through our drum sieve. So you can sift whatever sieve you have at home, maybe a chinois, but why don't you start to pound up some and we'll show them what we're doing.
Got it.
Okay, so now you just want fine powder.
Yep. And the powder will compact if you let it sit too long.
Yeah, so yeah, you gotta do this right away, right before you're ready to make it. And again, be careful when I touch your hand. Most grocery stores, if you ask the front desk or whatever you call the grocery store, they have dry ice. I know their Safeway does, or King Supers.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so then we're gonna put the ice cream base in our mixer. We have a whisk attachment. I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna start it going slow so it doesn't fly at us. I'm gonna dump the dry ice in here nice and slow. Faster, you good?
Faster is fine.
So it'll start to freeze the ice cream. And it's also really fun to do if you have guests over. It's kind of fun. Get a little crazy. Now, of course, you can buy a delicious orange gelato from your favorite ice cream maker and not have to do all this. But if you want to get crazy and have some fun, you know, a little different. And you see what Jarrell's doing. He's not putting too much in. If you put too much in at once, you're going to go over the machine. So don't put too much in. And by the way, see how white cold this machine is? You don't want to touch that either. It's going to be really cold. And now it's settling again. It's getting heavier again. Now. And so now we're going to just scrape the sides down. And it's really hard. You can see he's really, and he's going to turn this back on again. The nice orange compote we made before, we're going to stream this through. Woo, it's hard on the bottom. I can put some warm stuff on the bottom.
Go for it.
I love that. With the hot and spicy ginger syrup, they like you to mix it 5 to 1. So 1 part of the ginger syrup, and I am eyeballing it, but you know, professional eyeballs. And 1 part soda water. So mix that up first. I said in my recipe, I prefer maybe a 4-to-1 mix for this drink. I'm sorry, for this float, because I think it'll get a better flavor if it's a little bit more potent. So then we're putting in here our beautiful orange ice cream that we just made. A couple of nice scoops. There we go. Okay. Old Forester. Now, of course, you don't have to use Old Forester if you want it, you know, non-alcoholic. At Rioja, we like the Old Forester. And then the ginger, fill it up with our ginger. And it does tend to foam a little, so you want to leave yourself a little space. Whoop. There you go. And then, like most ice cream floats, get a little spoon in there. And then see how that tastes. Stir that around a little bit. Awesome.
That's so good.
It's really good. It's really good.